What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, December 3rd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 9-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Jordan Clarkson from the Utah Jazz playing the Boston Celtics, who have a good defense overall. They've been middle of the pack defending opposing point guards. Jordan Clarkson has averaged 25 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 25 minutes per game with a 29% usage rate. He's projected at 25.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's just about 5 times value. He's 5,100 DraftKings salary and 600 more on FanDuel. Jordan Clarkson has scored 37, 29, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 30, 25, and 22 minutes. Now I like this pick because Jordan Clarkson has scored 30, 24, 27, 15, and 29 fantasy points in his last 5 games versus the Celtics. So pretty good there, 4 out of the past 5. So I like Jordan Clarkson here versus the Boston Celtics. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. Here's a value play for you. I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the Dallas Mavericks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They've been pretty good versus opposing shooting guards. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has averaged 26.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 29 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. He's projected at 24.1 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.3 times value. He's 4,500 DraftKings salary, 700 more on FanDuel, and he scored 24, 14, and 22 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 27, 24, and 22 minutes. But I like this pick because he scored 24, 27, 22, and 33 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Mavericks. So I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker here versus the Dallas Mavericks. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. Here's another value play. I like Cameron Johnson from the Phoenix Suns playing the Golden State Warriors, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing small forwards. Cameron Johnson has averaged 17.1 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 22 minutes per game with a 17% usage rate. Now he's projected at 17.7 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 22 fantasy points or more, get you 5 times value or more. He's 4,200 DraftKings salary, 300 more on FanDuel, and Cameron Johnson has scored 34, 27, and 10 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 27, 29, and 19 minutes. He also scored 27 and 23 fantasy points in his last 2 games versus the Warriors. So I like Cameron Johnson as a value play here versus the Golden State Warriors. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. Now, here is a deep sleeper pick, super value play here, high risk, high reward, but I like Daniel Tice from the Houston Rockets playing the Orlando Magic, who have the second worst defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Daniel Tice has averaged 17.3 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 23 minutes per game with a 15% usage rate. He's projected at 16.7 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.4 times value. He's only 3,100 DraftKings salary, 400 more on FanDuel, and Daniel Tice came back from injury, played 21 minutes last game, and scored 17 fantasy points. So now he's got a fantastic matchup. His salary is super low, and he scored 29, 36, 21, and 24 fantasy points in his last 4 games versus the Magic. So might not be as high risk reward as I thought it would be. I'm actually thinking this is a pretty good value play for near minimum salary here. So I like Daniel Tice here versus the Orlando Magic. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, moving on to the center position. Okay guys, so there's not much that I'm liking at the center position here tonight. Maybe a guy like DeAndre Ayton, but you know what? Let's go back. Okay, so Daniel Tice is eligible at the center position. So I actually think I would plug Daniel Tice in at the center position here. So let's go back and find another power forward. Okay, so I know why it is. Right now, Draft Dashboard is updating, so some of these players are being pulled out as they're being updated. So that's why we don't have all the guys in here right now, but I'm in the middle of this video. So here's a power forward that I think is going to do pretty well here tonight. I like Otto Porter Jr. from the Golden State Warriors playing the Phoenix Suns, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing power forwards. Otto Porter Jr. has averaged 18.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 19 minutes per game with a 15% usage rate. He's projected at 21.2 fantasy points here tonight. But take a look at his last 2 games. He scored 32 and 40 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 30 and 25 minutes. He's only 4,800 DraftKings salary, and he's 200 less on FanDuel. So I think he could be worth a shot here. I'm guessing his ownership is going to be somewhat low, but if he can play 25 to 30 minutes here tonight and score 25 fantasy points or more, that would be 5 times value or more. So I like Otto Porter Jr. here versus the Phoenix Suns. Oh, just real quick, guys. The center pick that I had for you was Miles Turner. So he was pulled out of the player pool as I was doing this video. He's back now. The player that I like at the center position is Miles Turner. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.